miss you tonight. All through my life, I always played school and lined up my stuffed animals, and they were my students, and I read to them and taught them math lessons. So I think I've always been a teacher. Good morning. Excellent, very good. Would you read a little bit of it for me, just from where you left off? My biggest goal is not to teach them how to read or write. It's to help them love to learn. If I can get these kids, whose most of their families have never been to college, a lot of them parents didn't even graduate from high school. If I can teach them to love to learn, that is my #1 goal.
We went from the Panhandle in Florida all the way to Miami, visiting with teachers in the highest need schools in the state that serve children of color and that serve children living in poverty. What teachers told us, #1, was that no one had ever come by and asked them what they wanted. They felt abandoned in many cases. They felt that society no longer valued them. What they wanted was help with how to help Johnny and Joanna learn in their classroom. So we asked them to reimagine what a graduate degree program should look like. They said, you should give us access to the very best professors of your university. You should do that through online classes. They said that if we really knew so much, why didn't we embed a professor in their school and have a professor in residence working side by side with them? They said what they wanted was the opportunity to work with a cluster of schools in the same community so that they can improve their practice with other teachers. And they said that if we really valued them, then we would provide this free of charge. What we said back was, if we're able to go and get folks to invest in you, will you make a commitment to invest in your schools, in your own learning, and sharing your knowledge, and opening up your classroom? And would you make a commitment to remain in your school for 5 years? And what we heard was yes, and hurry up and go do it.
Yeah, it started with a drawing on a napkin at a restaurant here in Miami where Don and Anna and Dave Lawrence and I had sat down, and Don started to talk about this concept of helping to nurture the passion in teachers to kind of continue to grow their craft. The ability of a teacher to educate a child can educate that child to be a lifelong learner. And so what the Job Embedded Masters program does is first and foremost grow that teacher's ability to stay on the cutting edge, to leverage best practices to kind of teach children in the best way possible.
Being in the Lastinger program, we're able to work with people from this county. I can email them with questions that I have. We're able to discuss things that we learn in class, and then the very next day I can go back into my classroom and try it. For example, I took a differentiated instruction class, and we learned how to differentiate teaching not only based on ability but by interest. So I was able to take a science lesson that I wanted to do and look at it in a different way to have the kids receive it differently.
How do different things move? Michael?
Different things move like straight.
Round, that's another word.
Up and down.
Up and down. Straight, bouncing.
A lot of kids come from very challenging home situations. I always try to provide a safe environment for them, I'm sorry, to wear, but it's reality for these kids.
Around, okay?
They come to school, I'm hungry, because they didn't eat anything. Or they're crying because, just a couple weeks ago, he saw his mom get beat up right before he came to school, and he had to get on the bus and come to school and deal with that.
Can you use more than one dominoes, maybe?
No, just there. No. Oh!
Shante is an excellent teacher, and I feel very privileged to get her. I remember when I first interviewed her, and it was during the time we first gotten here, and we were not enjoying a very good reputation. And she was a quality teacher that I knew she'd get picked up anywhere she wanted to go. She's been a real asset to our school. She's now a coach with the UF project. She coaches our teachers through the Inquiry project.
Lesson number 1, start small. Then lesson number 3, be flexible.
Inquiry is a reflective, systematic way to think about the way we teach and to really hone in on ways to become better teachers.
We have to trust the process of inquiry, and if we're committed to it, then we can see the results.
Some people are very reluctant.
Yes, ours too.
Why are we doing this?
But then they always end up liking it when you
Right.
do it. Right.
They don't, even if they don't admit it.
Right,
They're the ones participate.
That we'll become better learners so that our students can become better learners. And then, like you said, so to make that commitment, we need to be committed to what works. And it seems like inquiry is working. So.
Inquiry is done by the teacher, and it's very personalized to the classroom and the students. You could do an inquiry on one child, you could do it on a group of children, it could be on your whole class, it could be a content area, it could be a behavior. You just are looking at a dilemma, and you have a wondering like, oh, what would be the best way to help.
Once you get into that idea of thinking about wonderings, you think, oh, I should do that as an inquiry. Oh.
I think we as facilitators are helping them delve deeper into their wonderings.
It does kind of take a special teacher to evolve through inquiry, and it's very intimidating to some, and to others it's almost necessary.
Immokalee is a rural farm town. Most of our children, their parents do farm labor. They're migrants. Our school is 98% low socioeconomic. You have students with a lot of at-risk factors. They're just great kids. What is the print under a picture? Think, don't blurt. What is that called? Everybody?
Caption.
Caption. Oh, right on the money. That is a caption. Do we get added information from a caption?
Yes.
You betcha. And you know what? Sometimes on the FCAT, they will ask you a question that's just from the caption. I've taught in this community, 27 years, and the UF program really brought us together across schools. We were no longer competing, so to speak, with the other elementary schools. We were all coming together and actually working on projects together, sharing data across schools. It impacted this community of teachers unlike anything I'd ever seen before.
It's too bad you can't see the way that even my classroom was before we started the program and after. Just so many things. I look around the room and think, the books, the display of character traits, like Kathy's lesson, those kinds of things are so different than what we've ever done before.
In my neighborhood, we have a house, and no one has ever seen who lives in this house.
Oh, that's scary.
I saw their trash, so I grabbed it really quickly. I kind of thought it might give me some clues to those people. What do you think?
Here's something that's kind of wussy.
Okay.
They need to recycle that stuff.
Go deep. Here you go, Emily.
I think it's right here.
Good, good. Now, why do you think it's important that it's low fat? And why were they drinking Gatorade?
To be healthy or strong.
Why did you say they were trying to be on a diet?
Because it is low fat. They also don't recycle.
They don't. And what is your evidence that they don't recycle?
Well, I'm looking around the room and I see a lot of bottles that should be recycled. Plastic bottles and newspapers.
I'm agreeing with you. These people might need a letter, huh, on the door.
My inference is that they wake up early.
I don't see any toothpaste or dish soap.
They don't
Cleaning things.
They don't like dental hygiene.
Wait, she made a very good point, Miss Sterno.
All right, listen, Victoria's made an
Victoria
observation.
has something to say. Say it, Victoria.
They might be clean, but we just didn't pick it out.
Do you think I really grabbed my neighbor's trash?
No.
It's my trash.
I know.
And I do recycle.
Oh.
So is our evidence in our story always spot on, give us exactly the information we need to have? Sometimes it's tricky. We have to gather more and more evidence. We have to read more and more to get to the exact message.
Okay, what's that one? Gate. And gate has a long A. Good. And how do you know that it has a long A? Because what? Because it has a what? A silent E. Before the program, I kind of just did what I was told. I came to work. I, met all my requirements. I had my lesson plans. I did my grades, and I kind of went home. I didn't really tell anybody that, I had any kind of ideas or talents or abilities beyond what I needed in my classroom. The principal one day said, I need you to do this, and I did it, and I did it very well. Then I got the responsibility of doing every faculty meeting and every department meeting and creating agendas, because I did become somebody who was not only educated in those areas, but very passionate about the process. She was the former drama teacher. Because of budget cuts, she is now teaching second grade.
I have a quick question.
She's been teaching drama all this time and not really used to teaching reading. It gives me a lot to share with her.
The thing is that I have a lot of students that can't rate. They can't even rate legibly, so thank you.
Having my master's and going through some of these classes gives me more of a knowledge base to be able to help her.